Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest! It's a quest for fun!
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote, the weekly show where we introduce you to content creators of all shapes and sizes that join us from any and all corners of the nerd universe, and we find out more about their projects. I am your host, Ryan, and our guest this week is speculative fiction writer. I don't hear those words in a sentence very much. Please welcome LK Ingino. LK, welcome to the program. How are you?
Hey, everyone. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Ryan?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. Make sure you are sharing this video with all 200 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this episode of And I Quote. I guarantee it. So to kick things off here, okay, what would you say were some of your favorite books or writers while you were growing up?
Let's see. Growing up, Redwall was like a big series for me in, I want to say middle school. I think it was middle school-ish. My memory, the further we go back, the worse my memory, and sometimes it's just like yesterday. Yesterday's gone too. Mickey Zucker Reichart. I don't think she's not super well known. She's a fantasy author, and in fact, I don't even know if she had more books than like this one series called the Renchai series, and then she had like a small 2 or 3 book series outside of that, and then crickets. Just crickets since then. I would love a new book. So on the like 0.02% chance that she sees this. Another favorite of mine is C.S. Friedman, who's another female. She does sci-fi and fantasy, and she is writing. And I follow her on Facebook, and so she's working on some new stuff. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Not too shabby there. Not too shabby. When did you specifically decide to become a writer yourself?
Okay, like the actual point where I was like, okay, I choose this. Probably maybe 4 years ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Like
I've always known I wanted to write, but like I knew I wanted to write poetry, and I've been writing poetry, but not really publishing it, and like I've written short stories, but I never it wasn't like this is going to be a career, just like this is going to be a thing that I do sometimes. So yeah, I'd say it was somewhere around 4, maybe 5 years ago. Something like that, where I was like, all right, we're going to try to actually, get some stuff published, do this thing, put myself out there. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Congratulations. Hey, it's never too early or too late to jump into something you absolutely love doing. So you gotta take that into account. What would you say are some of the biggest rewards about being a writer?
Ooh, definitely like just seeing people like love and enjoy your work is really nice. And sometimes every once in a while, they don't, and that's okay too. Not a favorite point, but it is what it is. And you take it and you roll with it. I do like the writing process. There are parts of it, of course, that like you just get stuck in them. But I'm always working on like 5 things, so get stuck on one thing, I just kind of go to the other.
Oh my goodness, so many irons in the fire. That is truly amazing. Once again, we're talking with speculative fiction writer LK Ingino here on And I Quote. Make sure you're sharing this episode with all 300 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after listening or watching this episode. I guarantee it. On the flip side of the coin, though, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges about being a writer?
I mean, there's always the blank page syndrome. And sometimes you just have to push through it. I do come up apart to that a lot, but I don't know if it's the hardest part for me, because I would say rejections can be, it kind of depends. Like some of them I'm much more invested in. So if it's one I'm really invested in, then I'm like, oh man, I'm so bummed that I didn't get it. That didn't go through. And I'm trying to not be super invested in some of them, but sometimes you just are. You can't help it. I'm putting some poetry out there right now as well, and I'm trying to be a little bit. It's a little bit easier for me to be less invested in that because I'm putting it out to lots of places. Like if I'm applying to like a comics anthology, and I'd be like, I really want to write this story and be in this book with all these people. That I might be a little bit more bummed that I didn't get to be in that book with all those cool people, because it's more of a unique opportunity, whereas there's like always magazines, poetry magazines, there's always speculative fiction magazines that you can submit to. Those are like ongoing. You might have missed the mark this time, but there's always somebody else you can submit to. So you just keep on plugging it, keep on putting it out there. But when it's like a one-time call and then you kind of you don't get chosen, it's like, oh dang it, now that shot's not coming back, unless you just go and self-publish it, but which you can still do, but it's a little different because of course you're not in that book with all those other people.
Oh yeah, there's that too. No wonder about that. So this thing over here, I believe, if I'm reading this right, Orb Teller.
Mm-hmm.
Orb Teller. What exactly is the Orb Teller, and how did this all come about? So in other words, what would be your elevator pitch, and how did it all come about?
I don't have this one as memorized. So right now, the Orb Teller is just it's a 4-page short, and we're working on a longer story. Anslet is cursed. She's kind of greedy and selfish, and she's been cursed with this disease that like grows every time she changes somebody's future. And so right now she's trying to figure out how to break this curse. And What's Lost is Found is just a little 4-page short kind of story. It was actually for an anthology that never went forward. That ended up getting dropped. So I was like, may as well finish it, because I was already so I already had the script, So let's just do it. And then from there, I've come up with a longer version of it that is unfortunately on pause right now. The artist who's working on it is in Russia, so haven't been able to communicate in a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we do hope it comes to fruition when the time comes, of course, with Orb Teller anyway. With that being said.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a really fun world. I'm working on a language, a symbolic language system for it. So I'm like, It's fun, but it's like at the same time, why did I give myself all this work to do?
Bit of a big sandbox that you have to play in.
Yeah.
Which is fair to say. And the next story we have here, Fangs and Foul Play. Boy, that could be taken in a couple of different ways. but even so, what exactly is Fangs and Foul Play? How did this all come about?
Yeah, so Fangs and Foul Play is my first full-length comic, and so it's kind of, I guess, I don't know, but I call it my signature series, maybe. My first signature series, how about we'll call it that. And Fangs and Foul Play is about a army deserter named Richard. He's a human. He's not the cat. And he deserts the army because he doesn't want to be killing people. He doesn't want to be doing all these horrible things that he's had to do in the army. He runs away and finds this house. He's tired. It's been like, I don't know, days or weeks. And he finds this abandoned house and he goes to sleep. Unbeknownst to him, there's this cat, Fang, who then enthralls him and forces Richard to feed him people. Fang is a vampire. He's a vampiric cat. I missed that in the first part, which was the important part. So now Richard is once again having to do horrible things. So it's just, poor Richard and his plight to get away out of all these horrible situations. And this cover image was actually almost the seed for the comic, kind of. It was something that kind of came to me one night, like in the middle of the night. It was a bit more gruesome at the time, and I want to keep it PG-13. So
there you go. That absolutely that would help, because like I said before, Fangs, Foul Play could be taken a couple of different directions depending on who you ask. And a vampiric cat, I don't hear that very often. So you learn something new every day in this world. Let me tell you, it's a crazy mixed up world we live in. Once Once again, we're talking with the incredible L.K. Ingino here on And I Quote. Make sure you're sharing this episode with all 300 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this episode. I guarantee it. Any special memories for you from being at conventions or other events, whether you're there selling your books or whether you're there as an attendee?
So I actually just started going to conventions.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure because I've been an attendee before and I love being an attendee and I kind of miss being an attendee. But you kind of can't do both so well. So I don't know. Maybe one of these conventions I'll just like not do a table and just go just to have fun and get back on that side of things. But yeah, I wasn't sure, I was like, okay, we'll see how I like them, how I like doing it. Cause I'm not really like super salesy. I used to be really shy. I'm an extrovert, but I was like a shy extrovert. Less shy now, but still like in new situations, it's a little bit, got to get your footing. And yeah, no, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't mind not carrying everything like every day. That'd be cool. But the rest of it, I've been really enjoying it. And one of the things that people have been saying when I talk about Fang is there's like, oh yeah, aren't all cats vampires? And I'm like, yeah, kind of, a little bit, yeah. So these are my kitties. You can't see them. So.
Oh, those are your kitties?
Yeah.
Hold on one moment. Let me see. What do we have there? Oh, wake up, human. Oh my goodness.
So my bowl is empty. So
what are the names of the cats?
Miko, Chibi, Mary, and Cookie. And Miko, unfortunately, is no longer with us. So.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
But she's on my mug forever. So, and in my heart.
There you go. Nothing wrong with cats. Nothing wrong with celebrating the memory of ones who have come and gone. So there's that, of course. All right, well, that sounds good. Getting your feet wet a little bit in the Comic-Con circuit. When you do eventually return to Comic-Cons, enjoy it because it's a blast. It's one of the best things since Comic-Cons, in my opinion, are one of the better things since sliced bread.
Yeah, well, I just started this year, so it's been a little bit interesting because I can tell that attendance is lower for sure, but I think it was still like a good decision to go out, even though it's not as many people coming through. So.
Yeah. People are still, slowly but surely the world is starting to reopen and conventions and other events are starting to come back. So when an opportunity presents itself, we hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it if you're going to the convention and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Take lots of pictures. Be Instagram famous like everyone else. So, which is fine. There's necessarily anything wrong with that. But listen, I digress. What advice would you give to aspiring writers out there? What do you think?
Any type of writer?
Yeah.
Or are we looking at a specific?
Yeah, writers in general. It doesn't matter.
Definitely, as much as you can, edit. If you're going for like an anthology, like that's kind of what I did for comics to start out. You have a better chance of getting in if you do less pages because there's just like your book is this big, and you submit. The more pages you submit, the less stories there can be. So, if you can do a 2-pager, 4-pager, 6-pager, I think I did 6 on my first, which was close to the long end, but like not the full. I was like, okay, we're not going to try to take the max here. We're gonna, I don't know. I don't know if that ended up being any sort of deciding factor for me or not, but it seems to help overall. If you can afford an editor, I would definitely recommend one too. If not, just like when I can't do one, I'm like 3 or 4 rounds of editing. I want to say necessarily shorter is better, but succinct is good.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Good pieces of advice out there. No worries at all. Who would you say are some of your favorite writers of today? Any other names that stand out to you?
I haven't read enough Neil Gaiman. I need to read more, but I've like everything that I have read. I'm like, yep, love this. It's great, So sure, I would like more. A writer who's not not technically in the speculative fiction. Like, I mean, all fiction is a little bit speculative, but it's not sci-fi fantasy. Although there's some magical elements in it. I'm gonna try to pronounce this correctly. Ngugi wa Thiong'o. He's I can't remember where he's from in Africa originally. But but yeah, his works are just absolutely fantastic. I love them. And I found out he teaches at a school not too far from, like, a couple of hours. But I can't find what classes he teaches because I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go take a class. And I couldn't find it on the syllabus. So he's great. What else have I been reading? I've read a lot of Margaret Atwood's poetry. I haven't actually read a lot of her fiction. I've read a little bit, and I like both of them. I don't understand half the poetry because it's like Canadian politics. And I'm like, I barely follow American politics, much less Canadian politics, you know? But a good poet can just like kind of get the feeling across of what they're trying to say. And she does a really great job of that. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go. Some good names out there. Good titles. Good author names, I should say. When you're not busy writing the next great story, what are some of your favorite films or TV shows?
Oh, well, I've rewatched Buffy like 8 times, and Battlestar probably might be 10. I don't even know. I lost count.
That's a lot of fracking binge watching. See what I did there? You're welcome.
Yeah.
See? We can work our ways around certain words.
Yeah.
Starbuck,
whenever I do
anybody?
my taxes,
No,
when I do my taxes, I watch Jurassic Park, like all the movies, even the bad ones.
Really? All 50 of them, even though only one of them is any good? Really? You watch? Oh my gosh. I can't watch Lost World. I like Jurassic Park 3 when I was a kid.
Jurassic World.
I like JP3 because it made up for the lackluster, at least to some degree, in my opinion, that was the Lost World. And then Jurassic World came out and ruined everything. So, yeah. You want to call that a reboot? No, it was done not very well. So in other words, the filmmakers, the people who made that movie, Jurassic World, even though they had the best intentions in mind while they were producing it, they chose poorly. Seriously, Jurassic World is just, don't even get, I'm sorry.
I found it entertaining, you know.
But can you really take Bryce Dallas Howard running away from a T-Rex in high heels? Come on. Like, I can't, there is no way anyone can run away from a dinosaur wearing high heels. I don't care who you are. You can't win. And yet she was able to win that fight.
I'm not somebody who can run in high heels. There are people who can, but I don't know about in the rain, and there's a T-Rex, and
How did she do that? Bryce Dallas Howard. I don't get it.
Well, she did it because it was on a set.
That's probably true. And it was a green screen. Probably. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I'm sorry. That franchise, no. I know they're coming out with the last one. Supposedly it's the very last one. And they brought back Goldblum and Dern and Stan Neill, the OGs from the first one, which I appreciate that. But at the same time, I'm not going to watch your movie. Like, honestly, like that really, I love the actors. They're great actors. They've done other projects outside of Jurassic Park because that was how I was introduced to certain actors as a kid. I didn't know who Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, to a certain degree. I didn't really know who he was until, me, you, and all of us who grew up in the greatest decade of all time, hashtag those are the facts, known as the 1990s, because dinosaurs were a huge thing in the 90s. Look at Jurassic Park. Look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Same thing. You see what I'm saying here? There was a big pattern going on. So anyway, I'm sorry. I can't help it. The 1990s are very the 1990s are very near and dear to my heart, and as I'm sure they are for you. But Jurassic Park, huh? Okay.
And sometimes Harry Potter. It depends how long my taxes are taking me. So. But it was weird. Like I wasn't watching anything, and then I was like having trouble concentrating. And I was like, this is weird. Why can't I do my taxes? And I was like, have I just done this long enough that if I not have these movies on, like I can't focus? So bizarre. I like trained myself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Sorry, I didn't mean to. If I offended someone who is listening or watching this, and you're a giant fan of the Jurassic World franchise, I'm sorry, but there are just some things that shouldn't be franchised, which I know isn't a word, but Jurassic Park should have stayed at 1.
I like it, but I get where it. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I understand why people don't like it.
No, but hey, listen, if you like it, hey, you do you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I have my 2 cents. They may not be right. They may not be wrong either. It's just an opinion. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, it did do well enough to get the movies made, so.
It did.
Yeah.
A lot of money. And it made us believe that dinosaurs were actually real because in 1993's Jurassic Park, that movie's about to turn 30 next year. And those special effects still hold up.
Yeah. I was watching one of the Star Wars. I don't remember which one. One of the early ones. and like on a big screen. And I was like, I could see like the movement on the screen. I was like, it was hard. It was rough.
I'm curious which one you saw on the big screen because I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan around here. So.
Well, no, not like the big screen, but like the like a big TV.
Oh,
gotcha.
So
it's like one of the old
screen?
ones. Yeah, and I was like, I can definitely tell some of the effects that didn't
hold up, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. They didn't all hold up. Still enjoyable, but.
Which brings me to my next question. When it comes to, you mentioned Star Wars, is there a favorite Star Wars movie that you have, or you just don't care? You'll just watch any of them any day of the week, and twice on Sunday.
I haven't watched most of the new ones, but not necessarily like out of any reason other than I just haven't. Like I'm not like boycotting them or like, I'm not going to see them.
No.
So I don't know. That could be good. What did I see? I saw the one with Rey, like the first one with her.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, but I didn't see any of the others, and I saw I don't remember what it was.
Rogue One?
I didn't see the Han Solo one.
Was it Rogue One? With Jyn Erso?
Remember.
She tries to get the plans of the Death Star with her team?
Oh, I think so. That might have been it. Yeah.
Okay. Rogue One.
Do I have a favorite?
Yeah. I mean, if you could pick one.
I don't know that I would say I like Phantom Menace other than I like the score.
Oh, John Williams.
Yeah.
Williams, yeah.
I haven't played piano in a while, but like we had that book, the sheet music for it. So yeah. I don't know. All the originals are good enough. Good. Yeah. My family's a Star Wars family, and so I grew up with that, but then I became more of a Trekkie. So.
No, it's okay. Listen, you can like both. You know what happened to me during the pandemic?
I do like both, but if I had to, well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to choose one, but
no,
I definitely gravitate more towards Trek now than.
That's okay. That's okay. You can like both. Listen, I became a Trekkie during the pandemic, so there you go. Now I like both. I grew up on the wars, not the Trek,
right?
But
right.
I can still like both at the same time. So it's okay. I got Star Wars posters on my wall, and I got a Star Trek poster on my wall, so I have the best of both worlds.
Nice.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You can like both, okay? Some people think you can't, but you can.
You can, yeah.
Gee willikers. Anywho.
They're different, They're not.
They're vastly different from one another, yes. Yeah. There's Kobayashi Maru on one hand, and then on the other hand, there's use the Force, Luke. Yeah. See what I mean? It's just one of those things. Phantom Menace isn't a bad choice. You know why? Because it's my favorite of the prequels, and also you get Duel of the Fates music at the very end between Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, which is one of the best lightsaber fights ever put on film.
Yeah, and great costumes.
That too. I hope to cosplay as a Jedi, like full-on Jedi at a convention one time, because I have the Jedi robe. I just don't have the rest of the tunic, which I know you can get. There are websites I can go on Amazon and get it, but I just haven't done it yet. So don't tell anybody. Yeah, my next costume is going to be a Jedi. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. Goodness gracious, boy, we go from talking about dinosaurs to Jedi to Trekkies to everything in between. I mean, goodness gracious. I'm surprised you didn't bring up movies like The Lost Boys. No, I'm kidding.
I actually haven't seen that. I need to see that because
what?
I know.
Considering you're a vampire fan, I thought that would have been one of the first things on your list.
And it was filmed in my hometown, so yeah.
Wow. LK and Gino. Shame, shame, shame.
No.
Get on it.
I used to I still write like fairly like lighter on the horror side because
okay.
I have like really intense dreams, so I would not watch a lot of scary, like I couldn't actually watch Buffy until like 8 years ago or so, because like even
Really?
Buffy, like I would get like nightmares from some of the episodes.
That's
So it's
fair.
funny you were talking about Sam Neill. Right?
Yeah, Sam Neill, who plays
Yeah.
Dr. Grant in the Jurassic Park franchise.
And seeing him in Event Horizon was like so like drastically different. I was like, oh, I don't want to associate him this way. It's like disturbing. I actually I blocked the name of that movie, like literally blocked the name of that movie out of my mind for like years.
That's fair. Did you ever catch him in another film? This is Sam Neill, just to be more specific. Did you ever catch him in a film called Daybreakers, which was a vampire film?
No.
Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so. The name does sound familiar though. I'm pretty sure I haven't watched it.
All right. Well, if you ever get an
It does sound
opportunity,
familiar, yeah.
if you ever get an opportunity, I would highly recommend that you check out Sam Neill and Ethan Hawke in the film Daybreakers, which is a vampire film. So it's very good. They play with the vampire formula a little bit. They take it in a few different directions that we haven't necessarily seen maybe in a vampire type film. So feel free to look it up. It came out in I want to say the early 2010s.
Okay.
early 2010s maybe, but you're gonna have to Google. I believe it was 2010 or 2011, but you can Google that a little bit later on. So with that being said, once again, we are talking to the incredible LK Ingino here on And I Quote. Make sure you're sharing this episode with all 500 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this episode. I guarantee it. So with that being said, this episode of And I Quote, and every episode of And I Quote, I should say, is indeed powered by Pod Decks. Now, Pod Decks are the hottest new tool for podcasters looking to have more meaningful conversations or simply gamify their podcast. You simply shuffle up the cards, you ask a question, you let the content roll. Get yours today at poddex.com. Use code RYAN10, that's RYAN10, RYAN10 for 10% off your order. You're not going to miss out on that opportunity. Let me tell you, yeah. So, LK, what is one thing you wish you had the money to pay someone to do for you? Could be anything.
I mean, can it be draw all my comics for all infinity?
If you want to go in that direction, that's fine. It's up to you. It's up to you. You can settle on that one. It's fine. If you want to go with that one. There's no shame.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really nice. That'd be something I wouldn't have to, that'd be good.
Well, that's fair. No worries. It's just one of those things. So if you decide to specifically get cremated, where would you want your ashes spread?
I don't know if I have somewhere that has significant meaning. I mean, probably I grew up in an ocean town, so maybe over the ocean there. If we want to go with something more cooler, I can say somewhere in space, but then they're just floating forever. But I want to say it was James Bond. There was one of the movies where he almost gets cremated alive.
Oh my goodness, was that in the film that was set in space, Moonraker?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I just remember seeing it when I was younger, and it kind of put me off cremation.
I haven't seen all the Roger Moore era Bond films. That's because I really don't care much for Roger Moore's James Bond. I'm sorry. I watched Live and Let Die, and I just couldn't do it. I watched the film all the way to the end. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
At the end of it, I'm thinking, I don't think I want to watch any more Roger Moore films. They just seem dumb and goofy to me. I'm sorry.
My brother's a big Bond person, so it was just something that sometimes it'd be on, or we'd be watching whatever.
Which is fine.
Yeah. I don't remember which ones was which though. Although there was one with a shark. I don't remember what it's called.
Was that Thunderball with Sean Connery? Or am I thinking of another Bond film that doesn't?
I think it was a Connery, but I don't think that was it.
It wasn't that. Was it Goldfinger or?
Oh, it might have been Goldfinger.
Okay. Goldfinger. Sorry, I got the theme song in my head now by Shirley Bassey.
Yeah, I love her. What was it? Get the Party Started rendition. It's great.
Oh, you do.
Okay. A little low for me, but that's good. One of the cruises I went on, we went to the cave.
Sure.
We were doing a cave thing, and it was where they filmed that scene with James Bond and anyways.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's cool. Do you have a favorite James Bond film, or was it just the one with Roger Moore that stood out to you the most?
Well, yeah, that might not be a favorite because now it put me on going, oh God, I don't want to be.
No, it's okay. I mean, listen, there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, just because your opinion's wrong doesn't mean we can't celebrate it. No, I'm kidding. Listen, if you have an opinion, it's fine. You can keep it. You own up to it. It's fine. Whichever James Bond film you say, I'm sure most of them I've seen, but not all of them. So if you mention another Roger Moore one, I
don't remember a lot of the old ones other than snippets here and there,
Okay.
So
I don't
know that I could say I have a favorite. Yeah, I mean, I've liked all the new ones. I don't know if one of them
Daniel Craig,
stood out more than the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd
I
ask
don't think I saw the last new one, but yeah.
I finally got around to seeing No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's last Bond film. It's really good. Definitely makes up for the lackluster that was Spectre 6 years earlier. So there you go. Feel free to watch No Time to Die and then give me a full report the next time you and I are sitting down together in a virtual or actual studio. We'll talk about it. So with that being said, which celebrity do you think is a positive role model for kids today?
I don't know if that's something I follow that much.
It's fair.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that I like their acting, but like, I'm also not sure that like, I know that we put all this thing on celebrity, but I don't know that it's the best idea for them to be our role models or that it should really like even be part of their job. But it's kind of like become that, and not to get all like, I don't know, philosophical or something, but yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. If you could be a personal assistant to anyone, who would it be?
Ooh, okay, so this one's a little bit random for, I don't know, maybe somebody watching will know. Eli Saab, he's a oh gosh, where is he? I want to say Israeli, but I might be wrong. Oh, I can't remember for sure. Anyways, he's a fashion designer. Just gorgeous stuff that I will never be able to afford. So don't quote me on his location, because I can't remember exactly where it is. I know I used to know. That's actually what I got my degree in, and didn't end up really following up with that. So.
Okay. Hey, a lot of people go to college and pursue one thing, they get a degree in it, and then the next thing you know, they're doing a completely different career that's opposite of what they got their degree in. It happens all the time. It's okay. I mean, it happens to some people, maybe not so much to others. It depends on the person. Everything is a case-by-case basis with that. So you got to take it one step at a time. But what was the worst time you ever put your foot in your mouth, and what did you say?
Okay, I know that it's happened, and this, I don't even know if this is the worst time, but I just don't know if I can like remember all of them specifically.
Okay.
Or willing to share some of them. This was like high school, I want to say. We used to host, and nothing like bad happened. I just was pretty embarrassed, but we used to host Japanese exchange students, and they also had like, they wanted some of us to be there during the day for some of their programs, and just kind of like hang out and speak with them and get them, kind of like familiarized with like American culture and whatnot. So I actually got paid for this, so that was cool. So we didn't really do like a lot of work, like per se. And we were in the classroom, and I'm like totally daydreaming about my crush. And just like daydreaming. And somebody like said something, I don't remember what they said, and like knocked me out of it. And I was like, "Oh, I love you." And I was like, "Oh, wow, no, what?" So it was pretty embarrassing. It's pretty embarrassing. I try not to daydream that hard anymore.
I hears you. Okay, well, there you go. You never know what you're going to learn here on this show. That's one of the beauties of doing this. I gotta say that it kind of goes with. In this case, it goes with having to say it. So with that, but with all that out of the way, we want to take the goodness gracious. We want to take this opportunity to thank LK and Gino for being our guest on this episode of And I Quote. We greatly appreciate it. LK and Gino, thank you so much for being here. Where can the person watching or listening to this find you online and everything that you have coming up? What do you got?
So Fangs and Foul Play, I'm working on the issue 2 Kickstarter. I don't have an exact date, but soon in 2022. If you go to fangsandfoulplay.com, you can get issue 0 for free. Sign up for the newsletter, get the issue 0 for free. So you can get that now. That link will, that'll redirect to the Kickstarter when it's live, when it's ready. And then you can follow me on social at Headless Gnomes. That's my publishing company name. These are my gnomes. I have to move so you can see them. This is Indrian and no, wait. I can't point. The blonde one, Indrian. The other one's Atrium. And so, yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is at Headless Gnomes. And you can also follow me for more poetry writing at LK and Gino on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is at LK and Gino Author.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for being with us. Links can be found in the description of this video where you can follow myself as well as each guest that we have during each episode of And I Quote, including this one with the incredible LK and Gino in the description of this video. So make sure you check that out as well. Thank you so much for being with us, LK. We greatly appreciate it. My name is Ryan. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Episodes of And I Quote are on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we got special events, special presentations coming your way in the next few weeks and months. So make sure you tune into my social media to keep up with all of that. Make sure you're following us on all forms of social media at It's Nerd Culture. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you get notified of when new videos go up on our channel. And you can follow me in all my projects at my link tree. The description for that is located within the description of this video below. Also, I want to let you know that if you're looking for some killer swag, check out our good friends over at theradbear.com. You want something from Power Rangers from the 1990s? Speaking of the 90s, LK, you can find it there. You want something from the Neverending Story from 1984? Booyah! They got it. You want something from your favorite anime properties? They got it. Visit our friends at theradbear.com. Use that promo code RYAN10. That's RYAN10, RYAN10 for 10% off your order. You're not going to miss out on that opportunity. Let me tell you, killer looking nerd swag. Yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We cannot do this without you. Once again, my name is Ryan. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe. And remember, life is better when reading. Take a look.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Join author Gary Zeiger for an animatic short film based on his breakaway Stingray novel series. Watch this animatic short based on the novel Stingray, You Can't Hide Forever at stingrayseries.com. In Stingray, You Can't Hide Forever, Captain Epsilon is putting the band back together to rescue his protege's little sister from the evil conglomerate while keeping his state-of-the-art warship Stingray out of their hands. Watch as the adventure unfolds in the groundbreaking animatic short at stingrayseries.com. Then, join the crew of Stingray with the next novel in the series, Stingray Prophecy, where Captain Epsilon and Dr. Zubre are pivotal players in an ancient prophecy. Can they reunite the people of two worlds before they destroy each other? To learn more, visit stingrayseries.com. Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Secrets. Trust. Worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret. Warrior's Trust. And Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.